Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's January 13th, 2000.
It is.
It's so weird to say that because it's fewer syllables than like 1999 or 1997 or
It is
1994.
true. Yeah.
Just 2000.
Our date expressions are getting less complex.
How are you guys doing your dates? Are you going like 1/12/00?
What?
Double O's? 1/12/0? 1/12
Not 0, 00.
double O's?
00.
Right.
007 double. Okay.
Anyway, this episode is tainted. Like most of them. Tainted
Bryce?
Love.
They're all just annoying people. Where do you want to start?
Sometimes I feel like I gotta get away. Gotta run away from the pain of watching 90210.
Right. Well, it's the last season.
Soft sell, everyone. That's the, Tainted Love. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm aware of the
Tainted
song.
Love. That's Soft Cell's the name of the band.
Okay.
Where do you want to start? There's so much.
Okay, let's start with Matt.
Young Matthew,
So,
and his $15,000 mistake.
previous episode,
Previously on 90210.
he had a client who I think he didn't even want to take the case. Mm-hmm. So he asked for a huge retainer thinking that would put the guy off. And instead the guy was like, sure, and wrote him a check for $15,000.
Was his client Bulldog from
Frasier?
Frasier, yeah. Frasier.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Why am I asking?
Yes.
Because I'm genuinely curious if that's the same actor.
Oh, I don't know.
He looked like Bulldog.
I didn't make that. I didn't notice that. You've got a hair
remember.
stuck to your beard, and it's dry. Okay. It was like flapping in the wind.
Oh.
I got it.
Thanks.
It was one of my hairs. So
Okay.
You're welcome. He did seem a little like him, but yeah, the guy settled out of court and wanted his retainer back.
Yeah, for some restaurant thing or whatever. Succulent Chinese meal or something like that. I don't know.
But Matt had already spent it. Apparently that's a no-no. Apparently you're not supposed to do that.
That's correct. You're supposed to retain the retainer, hence the name.
Well, okay, what if he earned some of it? Could he take the part he earned?
Yes.
So it's not like he has to retain the whole amount.
You take it as you earn it.
Right. So say he makes $100 an hour and he works on the case for 8 hours in a day. He can then take $800 and put it in his pocket, and that's okay.
Yes.
Did he not do any work on this case?
No, apparently not.
Oh, lazy.
He met with him. It's so funny, too, because like they start off the episode, Gina's working for him again with no explanation, and then they're just like, thanks for giving me my job back.
Is Kelly mad that I'm working here again now?
Right.
Like, why do you do all this shit? You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of playing with the 90210 Barbies. It reminds me of like children playing pretend and just making the world exactly the way they want it in that moment. That's what the show is.
100%. Because that's the problem with the writing on the show. There's no cause and effect. It's all this happened, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. Instead of this happened, therefore, or so, or, this happens, but, like, this, there's no transition words in there from story to story. It's all just like, and this, and this, and this.
Yep. And it's just whatever they want that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So Gina is back, and that's just fine.
And Gina's character is completely changed.
Oh, super, super nice now.
Like, she's fucking pumpkin pie to everybody now. It's so weird. Like, they're going into the final stretch, and they're just like, we don't need her as an antagonist anymore, I guess. We'll talk about it when we get to her storyline, but, like, all of a sudden, she is fucking everyone's angel.
You know, the that one episode with Valerie where she started being really nice to everybody, and then it turned out that she was like stealing from the mall or something, you know? Like, that was okay. But they've gotten real lazy since those days.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. They don't have... The show needs to go. It's okay that this is the last season.
They're like, we're done, and we've already started our vacation. Thank you very much.
Right. It is. It's like senioritis. But anyway, so... They start off, and she's like, "I thought you said it was a slam dunk case," and she was like, "It was until he settled." First of all, did you not do work on the settlement? Did he just settle behind your back?
Yeah, that's weird too.
Because he hired you, and like also you said to him last episode, "This is going to be a really hard case. I don't know if we can win this one." Back and forth. But, it's a $15,000 retainer. It's what it's going to cost because it's going to be a lot of work or whatever. And the guy's like, fine. And he writes him a check. Like, what? Yeah. You said it was going to be a hard case. And Gina's like, you said it was going to, it's a slam dunk.
Let me tell you, I had a lawyer once.
Yeah.
And I had to settle out of court. And he still got quite a bit of money. He still got paid. Oh, yeah. They get paid. Like,
it's because they drag it out. Like settlements and stuff like that, it's not like, oh, okay, we'll take 15 minutes and it's settled. It's paperwork back and forth and like, looking at this, I need to read this. Let's, and like, yeah, it's involved.
But here's my thinking on this.
What did they do? They walk up and they just threw him a paper bag filled with cash and they were like, it's just settlements.
There you go.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, yeah, Matt is supposed to give him back, I guess, the whole $15,000. And he doesn't have any of it. He spent all of it on the ring.
All but like $700.
What an idiot. Nobody needs a ring that costs that much money.
It was so big, that ring, too.
Yeah. But, like, you're not rich. So don't pretend you're rich. I know you live in the zip code of 90210, and that puts the pressure on. But that ring was bigger than most of the ladies in that area, I believe.
Yeah, and if you were, like, food, buy food with that.
Yes, pay rent, keep the lights on. Those are all important things.
But anyway, so the guy's like, well, I want my money back. And he's like, okay, I'll get it back. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. He says to Gina, I don't know what to do. So Gina decides that she's going to get the money for him. Again, like, all of a sudden, she's being super selfless and, like, lovely. She goes up to Dylan and she's like, hey, I never asked you for any money, right, when we were together? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, she goes, so you know that I wouldn't ask you unless it was super important. And he's like, what do you need? And she goes, I need $15,000. And you can't ask me why, because she doesn't want to tell him it's for Matt. And he's like, cash or check. I wish I had a friend like that.
Right?
Where I could just go up and be like, hey, $15,000, I need it. Just don't ask me why. All right.
Crazy.
Offers her cash. Like he just has $15,000 in cash just lying around.
In his hotel room, because let's not forget he's still living in a hotel.
Yeah.
Which has to be costing thousands of dollars at least.
Who knows?
A week. Whatever.
I do enjoy like unimaginably wealthy Dylan better than other versions of him, though. Like when he had his money stolen and everything.
Yeah.
I like this version of Dylan better, where it's just like that's another weird thing too, where it's like kids playing dolls, like you said, because they gave Valerie a bunch of money at one point from what's his name, Jonesy, the last interesting character on the show. Where they're just like, we need her to have like money so she can just do shit and not have to work. Well, let's just give her money.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I'm surprised they don't just have somebody get hit by a car and get a settlement. There you go.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so she gets this money for Matt, and he refuses to take it.
Yeah. Well, he takes it at first, and he's like, oh my God, like I can't, I'll repay you or whatever. And he explains to her, he's like, yeah, this is totally illegal what I did and stuff, and I could get into like big trouble or whatever. And then he realizes it's from Dylan, I guess. Dylan says something.
Dylan says something to him.
Dylan figures it out.
Dylan says, I paid for your fiance's ring, by the way.
Yeah. And because he somehow figures it out.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how, but like, you know, it's they're gossipy bitches. It gets around.
Right.
So he's like, oh, yeah, you know, it's funny that it's like ironic or whatever. I paid for Kelly's engagement ring or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so then he's like, fuck this. And he rips the check up.
Idiot. So then Kelly...
Swallow your pride.
I guess. I mean, just don't spend $14,000 on a ring.
That's rule one.
But Kelly gives him the ring back so he can pawn it.
Because she finds out about it, and she's like, you need to fucking get yourself out of this mess or whatever. And he's like, oh, I don't want to. This ring it's a symbol of our love together, and like, you know, it needs to be so big to show how much I love you. He's an incredibly insecure guy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the engagement ring I got you was nice.
I love it.
And the wedding ring I got you is not as nice.
I still love it.
But it's like, that's not about like how nice it is.
No, it's about the feelings and the meaning behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, these are all, you know, shallow people.
That's true.
So he pawns her ring, and he doesn't get all the money. And also, when the guy wants his money back,
he returns the ring. He doesn't pawn the ring. He returns it.
I thought he pawned it.
No, he returns it.
Okay, he returned it, but he doesn't get the full amount when he returns it. You're shitting on me here.
Sorry, but that's what happens.
But he doesn't have all the money.
He does.
Not when the guy asked for it.
Correct. Because he hadn't returned the ring yet. He was resisting returning the ring. The guy comes to him and he's like, I'm here for my money. And he's like, you're gonna give me like a day, you know, to get it together or whatever. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, you're supposed to have my money. You spent it or whatever. And he's like, just give me like a day and I'll give it to you or whatever. And he's like, I'm fucking pissed. Like, you're not supposed to do that or whatever. And so he complains to the bar association. So then he's summoned to the bar. Mm-hmm. And that's when he finally breaks down, like, agrees with Kelly. Okay, I gotta return this ring. So he returns it. And then he gives the guy a check for $15,000. He's like, I have his check right here, and gives him the check for $15,000. He's like, great, and he fucking leaves to go do sports on Seattle radio or whatever he's doing. And so Matt's like, okay, see ya. You know, gives finger guns and goes to walk out the door. And the woman from the bar association's like, whoa, wait, we're not done here. You spent that money. He's like, I paid him back. And she's like, yeah, but you spent it before you paid him back. Like, just because you got it from a different source, I'm going to recommend that you're suspended for 30 days. That you're he's lucky it's not more than that.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? I'm not from a big firm. I'm a small practitioner. You'll destroy me. And she's like, well, I guess you should have thought of that. She's like, I advise you to tell your clients that they need other representation for the next 30 days.
That's awful. I mean, yeah, he deserves it because he was an idiot. But that is really awful. Even for the clients, because it's like you're working with a lawyer. You don't want to have to start over with a different lawyer.
Yeah. So he has to, he made this bed. He's got to lie in it now. He did the wrong thing by spending the retainer. Not supposed to spend it. He couldn't have waited. Like, he didn't have to get engaged to her right away.
That's true.
He could have waited till that money was earned and then bought the ring if he wanted to spend all this money on this ring.
Maybe his spidey senses were tingling, and he just knew that if he did wait, Dylan was going to talk to her.
Oh, maybe.
And he was going to lose her.
Maybe.
Because that 100% would have happened if they hadn't gotten engaged.
I think so, yeah.
Because Dylan had some shit to say, and we still don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're going to find out, though.
So, so now we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Matt's suspended for 30 days. His career as a lawyer is probably over. He's going to shoot himself.
What does Kelly even do? She just works at Donna's store. Like, Kelly is a college graduate.
Yeah.
She's worked, it seemed like she was we don't know exactly what degree's in, but it seems like maybe she was doing like social work or something like that. And now she's just given that up to go work in Donna's store.
Yeah.
I think she's supposed to be the manager. Donna's the owner. She's the manager.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But this makes no sense. This is not... Like, people don't
It's
go to
a weird
school.
time to start pulling at threads.
People
But
don't
you're
go to
correct.
school for, like, fucking, 4 years or however long she went. And
But
then
they're best friends, Carol.
And then you're just like, oh, yeah, I'll just hop on your coattails and help you with your dreams. And, yeah, whatever.
She's been talking about leaving the store, though. Like, remember? Like, she was toying with that idea to become a publicist.
Again, not connected to her degree.
No, I agree, but...
Anyway. I lost where I was going with that.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. We're done with Matt.
We're done with Matt and Kelly.
Did you want to talk about Donna since she started talking about Donna and Kelly's store?
Sure.
Now wear this. The coffee man that's across the street for whatever, across the courtyard from her, wants to fuck Donna, apparently.
So, yeah, he asked her out. She said no, and he's been giving all her friends free coffee.
Like, that's going to sway her?
It does, though. That's the whole thing. It's stupid.
It's weird that it works.
But it works.
I mean, we're in the 2000s now. Everyone knows that the 90s was fueled by coffee. So, currency in the 90s was coffee, everyone. So, I don't know if that's going to continue in the 2000s,
But so she goes over to talk to him because he's been giving everyone free coffee. They keep saying, hey, you should give him a chance. You should give him a chance.
Yeah, they really are in their ear. Like, he succeeds because they're doing his work for him.
He's
for
brilliant.
Free coffee.
He's brilliant.
Apparently the best coffee in the world.
According to him. So they go on this dinner date, and she is so awkward and nervous.
And she's just like verbal diarrhea the entire date. And he's just sitting there like whatever. And she picks up the coffee and she goes, now that's a good cup of coffee or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you can see the glower on his face. Now, I think that's from Good Will Hunting.
Is it?
At one point, I think he says, no, that's a great cup of coffee or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe.
And she says, like, from that movie or whatever. And he's like, And then, we don't see the drive home, but apparently the drive home was tense and not good.
Yeah, apparently she said some shit about Bruce Willis.
They drive by a marquee for some movie or whatever, and she's like, oh, Bruce Willis is so cute even with his receding hairline. And I guess that this guy has a bit of a receding hairline.
A little bit. I mean...
It's small.
It's small, but it's there.
I wouldn't have noticed it if they hadn't pointed it out, really.
Yeah.
But so they're like... She tells all of her friends, like, about this, and they're like, "Oh, that's because he's going bald. He's fucking pissed off."
Yeah, because he stops giving them free coffee and stops talking to her and is glaring at her across the way. So they're trying to figure out what is up his ass.
So she goes over there and she's like, "I'm so sorry about talking about Bruce Willis or whatever in the receding hairline." And he goes, "That's why you think I'm mad at you?
You think I have a receding hairline?
Yeah, whatever loss has been mitigated or whatever he says, like." He's gotten hair transplants or something. And he's like, fucking look at this. And he pulls out a box of beans. Mm-hmm. He's like, I spent the better part of 2 years traipsing through South America, gathering my blend or whatever. He's like, the best fucking coffee in the world. And you say that slop at the restaurant was a good cup of coffee. He comes out really fucking aggressive. And it's like, I wouldn't want to date him anyway.
No, he's a weirdo.
And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like, so it's this whole thing or whatever. And he's like, I have to go to, I'm leaving anyway because I have to go to one of my other locations. And she's like, oh, I didn't know business was so good. Gets pissed off all over again.
Yeah.
But then it seems like, they're going to reconcile and everything. She's apologetic. She's like, your coffee's the best. I'll put your coffee beans in my vagina or whatever so that I taste like your coffee.
Dear God.
And he seems like okay with that. And then he sees David walking in a sweater that she designed. That's hideous.
Awful. The worst thing she's ever made.
And he's like, oh, what the fuck is David wearing? Look at that bullshit. He looks like a fucking moron. You're the fashion person. You should save him. And she's like, well... it's gonna be hard to do that since I'm the one that dressed him like that. And then it's like, since he insulted what she does too, it's like, yeah, they're not gonna work out.
Ridiculous storyline. Every storyline with her is stupid.
And she's not a good actress.
No.
And she's not good at comedy. Everything is stilted and like she doesn't have good timing.
Nope. Unfortunately,
it's nepotism gone wild. It's
not good. So the other storyline is Madeline getting baptized.
Oh, God, I forgot the baby's name was Madeline, and I was like, who the fuck is Madeline?
I got crazy eyes. His head was shaking around. Like,
I really thought you had gone insane. You invented a character. Like one of your Barbies got mixed in with the dolls or something.
Oh, my God.
Like, and here's Madeline, the new girl.
Yep, that's what happened. So Kelly and Dylan are the godparents, and Madeline's baptism is coming up, and Kelly and Dylan said they were going to go in together on a present.
Right.
And he hates what she picks out, which it's
a silver spoon.
It's a stupid gift. I get it.
It's
yeah, a rattle and a silver spoon.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, fucking, I guess that's somewhat traditional, but could you fucking, like, could you project wealth more?
Right.
It's so dumb. And, yeah, so he doesn't love it. The big thing, though, is that he doesn't want to spend time with her. Because he's supposed to, like, go and shop with her and stuff like that. He shows up late. Like, everything that they're supposed to do together in connection with him being a godfather, he's showing up late for or not showing up for because he doesn't want to spend time with her because she's engaged with Matt, and he's, like, too much of a pussy to be like, I want to be with you. Like,
right.
And to make her make a decision or whatever. Which is so weird because when it was like, you know, remember the whole I choose me like thing between Brandon and Dylan? That was Dylan like saying, I want to get married to you.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess because he's been married and his wife got gunned down or whatever, maybe that turned him off the idea of marriage.
Maybe. But yeah, so he doesn't show up at the baptism. Everybody is, you know, very upset. He's like half an hour late. The guy's like, look, I got other baptisms today. We got to get going.
He talks to Gina about it at one point, and Gina's like, fucking, what's his name? Dr. Martin was my godfather, and he's a piece of shit. Like, he did that just to, like, allay some guilt or whatever. So, fuck godparents. They suck or whatever. And then, you know, because she's on a tour of niceness this entire episode, she comes to him, and she's like, you know what, I was wrong. And she gives him her gold, like,
cross necklace
that she got from Dr. Martin, I guess.
her baptismal gift.
And she's like, you know what? Like, I wish I had a real godfather. Like, especially because when her dad died, I mean, that is part of what they're supposed to do. And he did not.
Nope.
Even though he's her real father.
Awful.
And she's like, I wish I had, like, a real godfather and everything, and you could be a real godfather to this child. Yeah,
you could make a difference in their life. So she gives that to him, and then he races off to be part of the baptism and gets there just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and Steve's pissed at him, which he should be.
Yeah.
But then he gives some bullshit speech. He flashes his wealth.
He gives the necklace.
And he's like, and everyone's like, oh, you're forgiven.
Because that's how it works with the rich people.
Yep.
What else we got? Anything?
There's nothing going on with David. Oh, there's Noah, I guess.
Oh, this is such a background thing, it doesn't even matter to me.
Yeah, it's like a nothing storyline. Noah's hanging out with, like, 4 partiers that, like, just want to, like, fuck and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, he's supposed to be sober, so it's, like, a bad thing that he's drinking or whatever, but...
At one point, they all go over to Dylan's house, and Dylan's like, yeah, great, okay, whatever.
Yeah, Dylan hates everybody.
Yeah. But that, like, nothing really comes of that. I don't know if they're setting that up for something in the future or whatever, but, like, I mean, he moves out of the beach house, and he's...
Malibu Barbie Beach House.
And he doesn't know where to stay or whatever. I think he's staying with David for now.
Back at David's house.
Which is weird. But he and Donna have this, like, conversation of, like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, you broke up. It sucks. Get over it.
because he lied about Harvard. It's so weird. It's so dumb. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, yeah, we covered everybody else.
Yeah.
That's it.
This was the episode.
Yeah, it was not great. They haven't been great.
Nope.
Hopefully they get a little bit better or more interesting or whatever. But I love Gina's complete transformation.
Right. Yeah, the only thing I'm still really interested in is I'd like Kelly and Dylan to get together, so I'm assuming they're going to drag that out to the last minute to make it interesting.
I assume that's going to be the end of it. Well, and you wanted David and Donna to get together.
Yeah, I used to. I don't care anymore. Yeah. The show has sucked the will out of me. Like, I used to really be invested in these people. Yeah. I'm not anymore.
Yeah, it's dragged on too long. Honestly, last season could have easily been the last season. That would have been okay. But they wanted to get through the 90s into the 2000s, I think, because the show started in 90. They wanted to be the show of the 90s, and they wanted to get to season 10, I think, so...
Well, I mean,
they made it limp to the finish line, everyone. But yeah, that's the episode. Carol, tell people where they can find their own terrible TV show.
So you can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share our tapes with your friends.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.